Hey everyone, it's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great afternoon. It is Sunday afternoon. I've already had my coffee this morning, so it's a Pepsi afternoon. Cheers, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Um, Thought I'd take a bit of a break today from showing. I've been showing some amazing albums, in my opinion, and a lot of bands, a lot of artists. Um, so I thought I'd take a break and do something a little fun here. Rolling Stone magazine just recently put out the 50 worst album covers of all time. Some I agree with, and some they could have chosen. Like there's a ton of terrible album covers out there, but they chose these 50. Some artists I know, some artists I don't. I'll kind of breeze through the ones I don't know very well. But let's get started because there's quite a few to go through, and I'll be sharing you pictures of these album covers as well. So the first one is Billy Joel, River of Dreams at number 50. The cover was painted by Billy Joel's wife, Christine Brinkley, or Christy Brinkley, I'm sorry, not Christine, Christy Brinkley, showing why she's better known as a model than a visual artist. We're not saying that this cover led to their divorce a year later and that Joel never made another studio album. We're just observing that both of these things happened after she perched a tiny cheetah on his naked shoulder. Right there. Yeah, okay. Oh, this one's cheesy for sure. At number 49, REO Speedwagon and Nine Lives. At number 49, long tradition of scantily clad women on album covers. Yeah. Well, few of them have become cheesecake classics. Many others haven't aged very well, like this one here for sure. This cover, however, is the only one to anticipate the ludicrous aesthetics of the Cats musical, combined with the libido-deadening sight of a shirtless Kevin Cronin in white suspenders. Yeah, that's a gross cover for sure. Same with this one here. This one is definitely gross. This is Chuck Berry. Berry is on top. It looks disgusting. At number 48, this food photography may have been state of the art in 1965, or sorry, it's 65 years ago. But now it just looks like a queasy reminder of the time that your grandmother gave the family food poisoning because she neglected to refrigerate the whipped cream. That's disgusting. Yeah, I totally agree with this one here. At number 47, Queen, The Miracle. It's terrible album cover. Terrible. This would be quick work in Photoshop, but in 1989 it required many hours of labor by designer Richard Gray on a dedicated state-of-the-art graphics workshop. So and then they put in progress and question marks. Yeah, it's terrible, terrible. I don't know who Coop is, but this is kind of bad timing. I think they say number 46 Coop, or the Coop music. Wow, the Coop Party Music. Say that 10 times fast. This was featuring the destruction of the World Trade Center only a few months before the actual terrorist attack on the at 9/11. So the timing wasn't the greatest for this particular album. This is a weird one. This is Yeah Yeah Yeahs and Mosquito. What are they doing to that poor kid? What's that mosquito? Um, South Korean animator, I'm not even going to pronounce this gentleman's name, attempted to explain the Garbage Pail Kids inflicted art for Yeah Yeah Yeah's fourth album. I consider the mosquito as Karen herself, the female warrior, like a rock star. The boy could be anything that the Yeah Yeah Yeahs want. Yeah, this is, wow, weird stuff. I agree with this one as well. At number 44, Michael Jackson's History, Past, Present, Future. There are some artists that might have commissioned a sculpture of themselves intended to look like a 300-foot high The Motherland Calls at the Russian Memorial for the Battle of Stalingrad. But he believed he deserved to be rendered on an epic scale. But he said Jackson gave notes halfway through making this that he was concerned that his thighs were too fat. It's a weird album cover. Village People. At least they're not in fireman uniforms and all that other stuff that they were on their first album. At number 43, Renaissance by the Village People. You can judge an album by its cover, at least some of the time. These disco icons have rebranded themselves with new romantic haircuts, and you can guess that the new wave music on the disc within will be awkward and badly conceived as the group's new look. Yeah, that's terrible. This one I disagree. I don't mind this album cover at all. It's kind of cool. It's a classic guy, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Hard Promises at number 42. But he was making a point because his record company was trying to jack up the price of albums to $9.98. Imagine. In response to name it, he wanted to name the album $8.98, but they wouldn't let it happen. Yeah, I don't mind this one. This one, no one likes this one. This is number 41, Metallica. When Spinal Tap put out an all-black album cover for the Smell of the Glove in the movie This Is Spinal Tap, it was intended to be parody of Rockstar Idiocy. Yeah, Metallica went and did it anyway. This is a creepy one. What is that old man doing with that child? This is Rod Stewart. An old raincoat won't ever let you down. Number 40. Wow. I don't even want to go there. This is just a weird one. Sufjan Stevens, Javelin. I have no idea who this is at number 39. But it's a hideous album covers where this goal seems to be of having many different colors and as many pixels as possible. And the result is just a gluttonous Technicolor blob. I don't see anything wrong with this one. But I guess this is number 38, Brad Paisley. Time Well Wasted. He not only sang and played guitar and co-wrote all the songs, he would tackle the album cover design. And didn't do a bad job. Plus the album itself topped the charts. So go for it. I don't see this one's a bad one either. I don't know Brad Paisley's music all that well, but I don't mind it. This is one of my favorite albums. Yeah, I can see why some people don't like this album cover. 37, Revolver, The Beatles. We're looking up at Ringo's nostrils here. And Paul's always looking away, just like he does in every album cover. John's looking at Paul saying, what the hell's going on? George Harrison looks like he just took some drugs, and he's got some lipstick on here. But, yeah. Still, I love the album. This Black Flag, What the? At number 36. This is looks like Eric Cartman might, after getting run over by a tractor trailer full of Sour Patch Kids, not just grotesque, but an objective lesson on why you should stay on good terms with your siblings. I don't know who this guy is, but close your shirt, man. Close your shirt. This is Roger, the many facets of Roger. Stone Cold classic funk album, but he should button up his shirt. That's what they say. Oh, George Jones. This is a terrible album cover. George Jones, I Want to Sing. He was known for No-Show George Jones because he never showed up for his concerts. And this Thomas the Tank Engine style album cover made an implicit, wow, say that 10 times fast, implicit promise to fans. Even if Jones didn't make it to your own town for his scheduled gig, at least his bus would, and that would be almost as good. I'm not even going to talk about that one. Number 33, Two Live Crew, As Nasty as They Want to Be. Who's this guy? This is Pat Kelly, Lonely Man. Like, at number 32. Why, on a hot Jamaican day, he decided that nothing said sexy like stripping down to the waist, reclining on a random bit of roadside scrub, and leaning against a rock. Wow. Corey Feldman. This guy has put, this is number 31, Angelic to the Core. This is the 5th album by him. Wow. His only road to salvation because of his tumultuous past and all the abuse that he's suffered. His only road to salvation comes through hot blondes and white lingerie, trying to lift them through the troubled minds. I agree with this one. This is Ozzy Osbourne, Down to Earth, at number 30. Kind of a skeleton-looking thing on the photo. Sharon Osbourne was involved in the photo. He told the photographer to think dark, and got back this X-ray plus tattooed picture of Ozzy. Yeah. This is gross. This is Hamp in Paris. Lionel Hampton and Hamp in Paris. Where his Technicolor Apocalypse, where his disembodied floating head would gleefully oversee the city's destruction. Wow. And another one, James Brown Reality. This is just gross. Another floating head. Yeah. Speaking of disembodied floating heads heralding the apocalypse in the same year, he put out this one, The Godfather of Soul. Terrible. As well as this one here. I had this album. It's a great album. But I don't like to look up David Crosby's nose. And this is number 27, David Crosby. If I could only remember my name. Yeah. If you can find an extreme close-up of David Crosby and his much abused nostrils, disquieting and not really suitable for Hallmark card treatment of a sun setting over the ocean, just be grateful that it wasn't Crosby's disembodied floating head as a harbinger of human annihilation. This is weird. This is Lil Flip, the Leprechaun, at number 26. Enough said on that one. And this is weird too. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. Not a big Bon Jovi fan. At number 25. Apparently this is the photographer Mike Weiss sprayed a black garbage bag with water, and then singer John Bon Jovi wrote the title in the droplets with his fingers. As a guitarist, Richie Sambora noted, so simple but not very impressive. This is Billy Squier. Wow, this is terrible as well. This is terrible. Signs of Life at number 24. By 1984, pop metal Billy Squier was desperately trying to fit in. And on the album cover, it meant covering his face up with the Trapper Keeper folder to conceal the flop sweat on his brow. Anthrax, Fistful of Metal at number 23. If you look at the two hands on the cover, they're both left ones. The left hand holding the guy's head, and then the other left hand coming through the guy's mouth. Neither is a right hand. The only really good thing to come out of the sleeve is that we got a cool logo out of this one. Yeah, Leo Saraf's. This is you see this in the wild all the time. Endless Flight. Presumably this photo was taken with Sayre on a trampoline in a studio in front of the blue sky backdrop. Given his facial expressions, however, there's an implication that he's just being ejected from an airplane as punishment for pioneering the suspenders t-shirt look combo. Oh yeah, everyone hates this one. This is ELP, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, number 21, Love Beach. Yeah, they can't get together and they hate each other, but they got enough. They got together 5-minute intervals during which they were willing to stand together with unbuttoned shirts. Yeah, this isn't the greatest either. Van Halen, Balance, number 20. This is the conflict between Eddie and Sammy Hagar. and that image of hair-pulling conjoined twins. The kids posing in both twins is not Wolfgang Van Halen, and for an extra ick factor, the twins roughly mimic the shape of the Van Halen logo. Chumbawamba, yeah, this is a terrible album. This is Tub Thumper at number 19. Yeah, terrible. This is a terrible one. I don't know how Scorpions get away with the album covers that they do. This is terrible. Scorpions Love Drive at number 18. Yeah, their worst is the Virgin Killer one for sure. But this gives a fitting companion piece since the bubblegum image is basically a 12-year-old boy's vision of what happens in the back of a limousine. And this one's just as equally gross. Waking and Dreaming Orleans at number 17. What are they doing? Why are they standing all naked together? And ick, 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 ick. This is Bob Dylan Saved. Is he God? At number 16, you may have seen better artwork on religious tracts handed down by missionaries at the bus station. This big takeaway here, according to Bob Dylan, God is a righty. Yeah, this is kind of cheesy as well. This is the Bee Gees, Cucumber Castle. That's a weird title, man. Number 15. Apparently it was a movie, BBC movie they starred in called Cucumber Castle. Let's just enjoy the absurdity of this image and assume they had a period where they regularly went on stage wearing chainmail. And this is a great album, but not the best album cover either. Yes, going for the one at number 14. They didn't go with Roger Dean on this one. They opted for a naked man looking at some skyscrapers. And singer John Anderson said the lines on the cover intersecting with the man's torso represented points of the anatomy relative to our development. Hi, Max. Which means that either we don't understand the artistic concepts or he doesn't. I don't know who Trick Daddy is. I'm not even going to go there. Another floating head at number 13. At number 12, David Allan Coe. Gross. Put a shirt on, man. Put a shirt on. Yeah. Donny Osmond. He's not going to save that train. Disco Train. At number 11. The train is barreling towards Donny, who isn't going to be able to push the piano off the tracks in time. Also, the shawl and top hat combo, which groovy in its own demented way, wasn't even spotted in discos. Oh, this is weird, man. This is Black Tarzan. Yeah, on number 10, Capadonna. Not even going to go there. Dolly, what's going on here? You're bubbling over. You're bubbling over here at number 9. Yeah, the fountain is a metaphor for the music industry stealing performers' souls and turning them into heaven-sent froth. I've got this album. I've got one with a Band-Aid over it. I don't have the record. This is number 8, Three Dog Night, Hard Labor. There was a controversy over this cover, so they put a Band-Aid where the baby comes out. Life of Pablo, number 7, Kane West. I won't even go there. I don't know Kane West stuff. Aretha, poor Aretha. Oh, Aretha, number 6. Hey Now, Hey, The Other Side of Sky. Yeah. No one's lining up to take a selfie in the front of Aretha's album. Ted Nugent, oh, terrible. Love Grenade, number 5. Is that a grenade in her mouth, they say? Is it the naked model trussing up like a turkey? It's just gross, gross, gross. This is weird. Crosby, Stills, Nash, living it up with all kinds of hot dogs on skewers. What's this? These guys riding the poles too? Rejected album titles. Was all that money I made last year for Wieners on the Moon? If you believe in a dog on the moon, the hot dog on a broken stick is Neil Young's reference. How are we going to grill these hot dogs without oxygen? And there's no wieners on the moon. Actually, it's all wieners. At number 3, Creed. Yeah, this is terrible. This is Weathered. created by Mark, the guitarist Mark Tremonti's brother, Daniel. Terrible, terrible stuff. Oh, this is cheesy also. This is Roger Daltrey, Ride a Rock Horse, at number 2. Oof. He's not only pounding his fist at the awesomeness of finally living out his dream, but also doing a possible backbend and and pumping his hoof. And at number 1, Limp Bizkit presents Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water at number 1. This cover was made by guitarist Wes Borland. It's also tacky and gross. So there you have it, guys. There's some awesome, fun album covers. I hope you had a great time. I did. Leave the comments below if you know of any of your terrible album covers. Have a great rest of the day. Love you all. We'll talk again soon. Bye now.